Rob,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm going to explain to you what's going on
Okay.
here. So, the many food pantries
Mm-hmm.
that you're doing here at
Mm-hmm.
this church is one of the ideas they want to present at the hackathon.
Okay.
And it's going to be one of five ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to explain the idea,
Mm-hmm.
what's working, what's not working,
Mm-hmm.
and if you had unlimited resources, what would you do?
Okay.
So I'm going to just start with um, what is the idea for the behind many food pantries?
Okay. The shepherd's pantries or the mini pantries. They are a community sharing pantry. It is even though ours is on church property at the parking lot, it is a community involvement. It was put up in the concept of the little free pantries, which were the book pantries, where you take a book and leave a book and do that type of thing. And a lady started this idea about, well, why couldn't we do this with food? Uh, so that's how it started off. So I felt led to do this. So back in August of 16, I set the first one up, and and just started putting some cans of food in it and things like that. And within 2 hours, I already had people from the community coming and putting canned goods in from their pantries, and they had went to the store and bought and put into this pantry within 2 hours after it was put up. So really, it has just gone from there. It's a very simple concept, but this simplicity of it is what makes it so great because there's no forms or paperwork or you have to show you live here or talk, and you don't even have to talk to anybody. People can come up and they can take out whatever they need out of it, whether it's a one person or a family or whatever it is, and but also people can put in, and it's generally non-perishable items. But I have found out that, like when my wife and I went to Walmart, she loves getting that bread that they put on clearance for 50 cents a loaf. She'll buy every one of those up and put them in the pantries. They don't even last a couple hours, they're gone. So the turnover is a lot, which is a good thing. And a lot of people say, well, the pantry, when I drove by it, it was empty. Well, that's a good thing. That means if somebody's put something in it, then somebody is taken out that's in need. So to me, that's not a negative, that's a positive. But the food pantry itself, uh, we get support from the community. We have gotten a little bit of support from some corporations, businesses around Shepherdsville and Bullitt County. Um, but it's wide open for anybody. If you live in a community, then you're part of it. There's no requirements, no restrictions. It is just a neighbor helping neighbor. And
What's not working?
the one things that maybe is not working is it's not getting enough at times, especially on the last week of the month and the first week of the month is that time when people's assistance has run out and the need is heavy. So there's a lot more need than there is supply. Um, that is probably the biggest challenge is during those times of the month having enough stuff to put in it because the need is so great. Um, that would probably be about the biggest challenge is awareness. People knowing that hey, this time of the month or education that this time of the month is the heaviest time. Sorry about that. And that is the biggest challenge. There is, and one thing that you may want to ask, or somebody may ask, and it's asked me all the time, is, well, what about them vandalized or getting tore up? Right now, we have 24 standing. We have 6 or 8 more to go up, so it'd be close to 30 just in just this area. But the biggest thing that people have asked is, what about vandalism or people going in and tearing things up? Can't explain to you why, except for the fact we have had near no vandalism at all. In the 18 going on 20 some months that this thing has been up, this concept has been out in the community. We have had one instance that some kids pulled on the door too hard and messed up some hinges. But it was put out there that this had happened, and within 3 hours, it was already one of the neighbors came by and fixed it. And then I just got a report the other day that one of the plexiglass are cracked in one of the doors, and we'll go and replace that. And that's all we've had out of 24 pantries in about 20 months. I think it's a pretty good record
If
because I think people know that it's helping and there's a need. So why would you tear something up where you're getting help from it?
if you had unlimited resources, what would you do?
Oh wow, unlimited resources. That's a dream that would just be a wonderful thing to have. Uh, Unlimited resources. I would make sure that there was ample education to the community to get stuff in there because it's still a community uh, uh, program, uh, but also help offset those times when the need is the heaviest and the giving is not quite as much. Is help offset with some food, maybe like just for lack of words, a storage area to where we could stock up and store some food so that during those end of month and beginning of month times when people don't have as much, be able to supplement and put more food into them. But also hygiene products. We don't think about that. If somebody is in lack of food, then they may not have the money they need for shampoos and stuff like that. So hygiene products. There's all kinds of things this time of year right now. It is scarves, gloves, things like that people put into. So the pantry is not just for food, but it can be for other needs also. Because one thing I found out very early on is that if someone has a need, and in this case, food, if you have a need for food, there's other needs you have. There's other things going on in your life, other things that is causing you to have a food insecurity. So it might be unemployment or sickness or things like that. So we try to reach out and to help as much as we can, starting off with where we can, and that's with a few cans of food or a bag of rice or a bag of beans or whatever it may be.
What's your vision for the mini food pantries?
Uh, my vision is that sorry is that these pantries can be across the state to where in places where the need is the greatest. Um, you know, I don't care where you live, you're living in a community of people. And there's always, many times, and this is one thing I have found out with these pantries, is not everybody knows that their neighbor may be going without. And so this is an opportunity that we could have across the state even, um, that we could have these to help people. Not everybody wants everybody to know their business. And this is a good way to being discreet, but being respectful and treating people with dignity.